All right, so you're getting ready for the TOEFL IBT, and you've probably heard that the writing section has had a bit of a makeover. Well, I've got good news for you. It's actually more straightforward than you might think. In this explainer, we're going to crack open this entire updated section, piece by piece, so you can walk into that test feeling totally prepared and confident. Ready? Let's dive in.
So, here's what we've got on the agenda. First, we'll decode the whole writing section. Then, we'll hit each task one by one, building a sentence, writing an email, and the academic discussion. And we'll wrap it all up with the absolute keys to getting a high-level response. So let's just start with the most important question, right? The whole new section is built around 3 specific tasks. And really, just knowing what they are is half the battle, because then you know exactly what you need to be practicing.
Okay, let's get into it. Section 1, decoding the writing section. This is just a quick overview of the 3 tasks. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty strategies, you've got to understand the big picture and what each part is really asking you to do.
And there you have it. Those are the 3. You've got build a sentence, write an email, and write for an academic discussion. You know, each one of these tests are really different in practical writing skill. So you can forget about writing those super long, complicated essays. This is all about clear, direct, and functional communication.
All right, let's jump right into the first task. Build a sentence. Think of this one as your foundation. It's all about mastering the basic grammar and structure that makes for good, clear writing.
Now, what's really important to get here is that this task isn't about being creative or sharing your opinion. Nope, it is a pure, simple test of your command of English sentence structure. You're literally just given a bunch of jumbled up words and phrases, and your one job is to put them in the right order.
And here's what that looks like in action. You'd see these words and you'd have to drag and drop them to make a good sentence. The right answer? The tour guides who showed us around the old city were fantastic. See, it's basically a little grammar puzzle.
So why this puzzle format? Well, it's a really clever way to test if you understand the basic building blocks of a sentence. The key skill here is being able to spot the main idea, that's your independent clause, and then figure out how to attach the extra info, the dependent clause. Here's a pro tip. Find the part that can stand on its own as a complete sentence first. Once you've got that, everything else just kind of falls into place.
Okay, moving on to task number 2, write an email. So we're shifting gears from pure grammar to something really practical and real world, communicating for a specific purpose.
Let's look at a pretty common scenario they might give you. So picture this. You're a poet, you sent 2 poems to a magazine you love, but oh no, the online form glitched out. And now you're worried they never got your submission. It's a simple, direct situation that gives you a very clear reason to write.
And here is your checklist for success. Your email has to do these 3 things. And here's the best part. It's not a trick. The test is literally telling you exactly what to include. Your only job is to weave that information into a clear, polite, and effective email.
So what does a great answer actually sound like? Well, notice how this high-level response gets right to the point. It clearly explains the problem, then politely asks for confirmation. It's direct, it uses great vocabulary like confirm and submissions, and it checks off every single box from the prompt. Perfect. And that brings us to our third and final task, the academic discussion. This one is all about simulating a really common university experience, jumping into an online class discussion. The goal is to show you can follow a conversation and then add your own meaningful contribution. It's all about joining the conversation.
Now, for this task, the single most important thing is time. You've only got 10 minutes. In that time, you have to read the professor's question, read and understand what 2 other students wrote, and then write your own response of at least 100 words. It is absolutely a sprint, not a marathon.
So every discussion starts with a question from a professor. In this case, the topic is self-employment. And you can see it's a pretty open-ended question. It's designed to make you take a side and then argue for it. So, before you start writing, you'll see 2 posts from other students. Here, you've got Jay, who's focused on the financial risk. But then you have Monica, who's all about the freedom and being your own boss. Your job is to read these, understand them, and then add your own unique take. You're not just answering the professor anymore. You're actually engaging with your classmates.
So here's the secret formula for a great post. Number 1, state your opinion clearly. Number 2, back it up. Explain why you think that, using details or examples. And number 3, and this is probably the most important part, you have to further the discussion. Bring up a new idea or a new perspective. Don't just repeat what Jay and Monica already said.
Whew, okay, we've officially gone through all 3 tasks.
So now, let's pull it all together and build what I like to call a universal toolkit. These are the core ideas that are going to help you get a great score on everything.
These right here are the keys to the kingdom, and they really apply to both the email and the discussion tasks. Now, I know they might look basic, but trust me, this is exactly what the graders are looking for. They're asking themselves, did they read the prompt? Did they actually answer the question? Did they back up their points? And of course, is their English clear and correct? Just keep this little checklist in your head for every writing task.
All right, let's quickly bust some common myths about the test. Fact, you do get a word count function. That is super helpful. But fiction, you get a spell checker. You don't, which means you've got to proofread your work carefully. Just knowing these little details can make a huge difference in how you manage your time and your stress on test day.
So there you have it. That's the complete playbook for the new TOEFL writing section. We've broken down every task, we've gone over the keys to success, the structure is clear, and the goals are too. So really, there's only one question left. Now that you know how to win, how are you going to practice?